Hello,
All
good
right.
evening, everyone. Good evening. How is everyone doing today?
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
I'm rather, excuse me.
I'll
Go
take
ahead
over. I'm
and.
John Gardner, and this is my wife and law partner, Radeline Mendoza, and we are the law firm Gardner and Mendoza Immigration Attorneys, and we come to you every Wednesday night from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and we like to give you our immigration updates and the law if there are any, and we mostly like to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, we want to make sure that you bring them on Wednesdays between 8 and 9, and we will try to get to them. And I also want to say hello to our TikTok family over here. If you see me looking to the side a lot, that's because I'm monitoring the TikTok questions coming in. And hello
Hey,
to
guys.
all
How's
of
it
you on
going,
TikTok.
everyone?
Yeah, we have a lot of folks on Facebook. We have even more people come to us now through TikTok, which I guess that's maybe a sign of the times. I don't know. In any
Sign of the
event,
times. Sign of the times.
sign of
Absolutely.
the times. I do want to let you know that what we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not technically legal advice. And Radlin's going to just posted there our contact information. So if you have any need to reach out for us, you want to reach out to us and contact us, you can use any of that information there to do so. All right.
And I am doing some sharing here. Let's see here to. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. So, as they say, the lines are open for questions if you all have any, but John is going to give a
Yeah,
couple of updates.
hopefully everybody will get their questions in. What happens is it's kind of slow out of the gate, and then by the end we've got too many questions
Too many questions
to answer, and we only do it for an hour. So if you have a question, get it in now. So we get right to what everybody's talking about. Big news, obviously. Everybody, the whole world's eyes are on what's happening in Ukraine right now, and obviously our hearts go out to anyone associated with that situation in any way. But specifically for our immigration update here, because that's what we do, we're monitoring closely what the situation is for TPS. And there has not been an announcement about TPS yet. There was an announcement today, by the way, for TPS for 18 months for Sudan. So if you are in that category, that's something you want to look into for sure. Regarding Ukraine, there has not been any TPS granted yet, but I have a feeling it may be coming pretty soon because there's a lot of folks talking about it. There were over 40 senators that signed on to a letter today to President Biden urging him to designate Ukraine for TPS. There also have been petitions going around with lots of people signing them, and so it just falls very clearly into the requirements for TPS, for the whole purpose for TPS, what it was designed for. And so we will keep watching that and urge all of you to keep watching that. And again, there was an announcement for Sudan for 18 months. So if you fall into that category, then obviously you want to be looking into that, contacting us.
Yep, absolutely. And just for informational purposes only, I am having a couple of conversations about what's going on in Ukraine. We've had a lot of people calling in and lots of people calling in. So I have posted on our Facebook page, Gardner and Mendoza Facebook page, at Gardner Mendoza Law, a couple of links so you can join some of these conversations. We had one this morning, lots of great questions that I was able to direct people, hopefully in the right way. We just posted up in our comments here on Facebook. So, guys, if you're on TikTok, go to our Facebook, and if you're interested in going to one of the informational sessions, again, these are free, and it's something that we feel really strongly about getting information out, the right information out that we know of to our community. And we have had tons of Ukrainian clients, some of our really good friends, former attorney, former mentor is from Ukraine, and her family is there. And again, so many people that are impacted and affected by this. So please go to an informational session. We will have more of them, and I probably change the format a little bit to a 1-800 number. So there's not any type of barrier to getting in with regard to the webinar format. All right.
And for those of you who are not familiar, because I know not all of you are inside baseball immigration folks, TPS is temporary protected status, and it's designed for situations like this in a place where there is armed conflict, or if there's a natural disaster or extraordinary circumstances that make it unsafe and impossible for people to return. And clearly that is the situation here. If you're from the Ukraine and you're in the United States on a student visa, for example, and your visa is about to end and it's time for you to go home, that's not going to be possible right now. And so I think it's a matter of time. I think that it's very likely that we'll be hearing something about TPS for Ukraine soon.
Right. And some of the things that we are concerned about as immigration attorneys with regard to, coming into the United States on a B1, B2, for example, a lot of Ukrainians are going to try to apply for a B1, B2. And one of the issues is, okay, do you have the intent to return back home? Now, that's probably not going to be a factor when granting a B1, B2 to someone from Ukraine right now, based on the terrible situation that's going on there. So anyhow, we will absolutely keep you posted and make sure that whatever the most up-to-date thing in news is regarding Ukraine, we will report back here as well as on our Facebook page. If you guys have not yet joined our private Facebook group, it's we're going to put it in the comment section for you guys to join if you would like to have more conversation about all things immigration, and you will be able to post and ask questions and things like that. So,
Yep.
All right, we will. This is super important thing going on in the world right now, but we will definitely keep you posted as things develop.
Yeah, I see a lot of more people coming in. For those of you who are just joining us now, again, my name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radla Mendoza, and we are immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. Our contact information is there. If you want to reach out to us, we're here every Wednesday from 8 until 9 to give you updates on the law. Sometimes we have inspirational immigration stories, and most importantly, we like to answer your questions. So if you have questions, get them posted and we will try to get to them. We've already got some coming through TikTok here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got any here.
We have some
on
questions.
Facebook,
yes.
Do we want to get to first? We do prefer that you place the questions, if you can, on our Facebook page rather than TikTok. It's much easier for us to see, for us to read. It can be a much longer question, so you can get all the detail and fact in that helps us.
And we're able to see it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're on TikTok and you're just sending little bits and pieces, try to come over to the Facebook page and get it posted there. So it's much easier. Okay.
Right. It's at Gardner Mendoza Law on Facebook. And our contact information is on the screen here. And I just want to read it off. We'll say it. I know what the contact information is. To people who are on TikTok, it's our phone number is 757-464-9224. If you would like to contact us directly outside of the live, or you can also send us an email to info at gmlaw.net.
Right. And it doesn't matter where you are. Our office is located, our physical office is located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the East Coast of the United States. But we have clients all over the country, all over the world. So no matter where you are, we can help you out if you make an appointment and want to talk to us. Okay.
All right. Let's grab the first question. Jasmine, she says, hi, when I applied to I-130 for my husband, I put his interview will be in Jordan, but now we are going to change location. Is it easy to change location? How? My case is still pending. Please help me with your advice. So if your I-130 is approved and the case is at the National Visa Center, then you simply have to get in contact with the National Visa Center to request that the location be changed. Sorry. And I'm thinking about you can't do that until the I-130 petition is approved and it goes to the National Visa Center. I will have to double check. I have to ask the team whether we can change that while that petition is pending. But from the last time that we did it, I believe that we had to wait until that case was at the National Visa Center. Okay. So I will give you an update on that, Jasmine. And to just make sure that, like I said, the last time I did it, I changed it to NVC, but you may be able to change it while the I-130 petition is still pending. But it is not difficult to do. All right.
Okay, and I wanted to jump on here real quick to TikTok to tell Falsaka FIFA 90 that there's some information here, but I don't see a question. So if you could try to add some more to that, I'd be happy to get to you. We're the very first person to post up here on TikTok, so good for you. But you say you've been waiting for your wife's status to change, and she's in the UK. Fair enough, but I don't see what specifically your question is regarding that.
I want to say hello to Ms. Lovely. Good evening to you as well. Thank you again for joining us and being a awesome supporter of our live stream every week.
Yes, thank you. Glad you're here.
All right. We know that Facebook Live has started. Live stream has started when Ms. Lovely checks in and says hello.
That's how we know we're on the right day of the week and it's the right time.
Right. Okay. Joshua has a great question. I plan to petition my father soon. Can me and my dad petition my brother at the same time once my dad is a permanent resident? I know it takes a sibling longer to petition than it would if a parent petitioned their child. He is my half brother, by the way, and my dad is not married to his mother. So this is a lot. There are a lot of issues here. Not issues, but just things to, issues, things to address in this question. One, yes, you and your dad can petition for your brother at the same time. Once your dad is a permanent resident, you can petition. Okay, so it takes longer. Yes, it does take longer. He is the half brother and dad is not married to mom. So dad is going to have to go and so are you as well when you file that petition for your brother to take the extra step to show that dad supported the brother and there was a relationship there. So hopefully that answers your question, Joshua. Let us know if you have any follow-up. All right, you want to grab a...
Yeah, here's a question we don't get a whole lot, but maybe you can talk to a little bit about this. They said how to get a priest visa, but I guess we could speak more broadly.
The R1?
B-Fish 6, yeah, that would be a religious visa.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a priest, a religious visa. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So the R1, you do have to have a sponsor for the R1. It's not something that you can petition for on your own. And it starts with completing the I-129, the form I-129, specifically for R1. It's a non-immigrant visa, and you have to show that you have been a part of that denomination, which priest, they're this doesn't have to always be Catholic. There are other priests in other religions. And the one thing that I want to say about R1s right now is that they are taking a really long time. And so if that is something that is on the table that you're working towards, we've looked at processing times for R1s and they have really increased drastically. So you got to get it filed because the bottom line is for all immigration cases is that, the sooner you filed, the sooner that you file, the sooner your case is going to be processed. It is a first in, first out system. So it's when you get in line, the priority date, when you file that petition. So generally speaking, it is up to 36 months, I believe. I'm not the resident expert in R1s in our office. We have done them, but our managing attorney, Sarah Lawler, is the one that is handling our R1s. Dom does them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get the R1, it's great because you can then transition into filing the I-360, which can lead to lawful permanent residence in the United States. So hopefully that answers your question and gives you a little bit of an idea of R1s. But the thing about R1s is, again, they are taking a long time. If you are in the United States in a different status, you can change your status to R1. and wait until it gets approved. So.
And that was a great opportunity to remind everyone again, something we say here every week in and week out. Immigration is driven so much by timing, and you really, really need to get stuff filed. First in, first out. That's right. I mean, you got to get in line in order to get out of the line. Okay.
Right.
And the sooner you get in,
served.
and the sooner you get in, and the sooner you're going to get served. And there's also, oftentimes there's a very long wait in different immigration cases. And that's why it's so important, in my opinion, and I think every immigration lawyer in the world would agree with me on this, that you want to make sure that you consult with somebody to know that you're taking the first correct steps, okay? Because when there is a problem with an immigration case, when something's not filed right, or it's filed in the wrong place, or you have the wrong filing fee, these are all mistakes that then tack time on, because it takes a long time for it to get noticed, sent back, and everything. So you really want to make sure that you're doing it right out of the gate. You want to get it filed, but you want to get it filed correctly and make sure you're doing the right thing so that it can get done fast, as fast as anything can get done with immigration. All right. So that's my soapbox.
Great tip
for the night.
Great tip. Hello to Chris, who is watching from Hawaii.
Nice. We love Hawaii. We have been there a couple times. Yep. I was there as a kid once, so I've been there, I think, 3 times total. Great place. And we are going to get back there. Our kids keep asking us.
Now, we had a client in Hawaii. Do you remember this? And when her case was finished, it was right around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And she sent us a box of fresh Lays. Do you remember?
I do.
And all 5 of us were wearing the Lays under, Christmas. It was pretty cool. It made for a great Christmas card if we did Christmas cards, but we don't. So it was a good photo. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Let me pull this question up. I haven't read it. It's a lot here. I love the photo of Nano. Is that a McDonald's hat?
That is.
Interesting. We just ate at McDonald's. All right, Nano. Hello. I just have a question regarding my next step. The NVC sent me an email that they forwarded my petition for K-1 visa to the U.S. Embassy in Germany, where my fiance currently works. Do we just have to wait to hear from the embassy, or I need to do something? Do I need to submit like an affidavit of support to the National Visa Center, or just totally wait to hear from the U.S. Embassy? Let's see here. For my petition. Okay. So it sounds like, if they told you that they have forwarded your case to the U.S. Embassy in Germany, it sounds like you're done with the NVC processing insofar as you have paid the fee there and you have completed the DS 160. Okay. So then, yes, you will wait to hear from the U.S. Embassy in Germany, where they will send you information about an appointment. They will either schedule it for you or have you schedule it, as well as have your fiance schedule the medical. And at the time of your interview, at your time of your fiance's interview, is when she will provide the affidavit of support from you, and also your most recent tax return. We like to include the most recent tax return, W-2, and pay stub with that affidavit of support. The affidavit of support, guys, for the K-1 is not the 864. It is the I-134. So you would have to complete the I-134, get that to your fiance before the interview, and have your fiance present that I-134. Nano, hopefully that answers your question. You have a really cool photo. Love it. All right. What are we seeing over there? I'll pull this one up. I'm way faster over here because the question is right here. It's all in one thing. John has to scroll. So TikTok fam, come on over to Old School Facebook and type that question in so we can see it.
When new questions come into TikTok, then it pushes the other ones back up.
It scrolls it up. Yep. Do you see the people? Have any of the?
No, I was looking
all right.
The pre-registration folks have not shown up yet.
Okay. Lauren says, I want to file a tourist visa for my sisters. One is autistic. Is it possible? What are the requirements? So, Lauren, you yourself you can help file the tourist visa, but they're the ones that are actually making that application. It's all done electronically, and you can basically, you can just Google tourist visa. Let's see. Let me just take a guess that you are in the Philippines. You can just U.S. Embassy Manila, and the link should pop up where you can complete your application, or they can complete their application. It's really tough right now to get any type of family in the United States to support that tourist visa, because they are no longer taking letters of invitation or affidavits of support for your family members to bring to their interview. So it's all done again electronically. You pay the fees online. Your sisters will be completing that application online, and then the interview will be scheduled. And when they go to their interview, again, you're not a part of this interview. You're here in the United States, and even if you were in Manila, you wouldn't be able to go to that interview. And they will interview them, ask them a couple of questions. Again, the interviews are short usually, and they don't have the opportunity to present the letter of invitation or the affidavit of support. I mean, we don't prepare them for our clients anymore, just because we charge our clients to pay to do the letter of invitation as well as the affidavit of support, and nobody feels good about the situation when they don't even ask for it and they can't present it. But we still advise, rightly or wrong, not advise. We still give the tip of, hey, you should still bring, a letter of invitation in the event that you can slip it through and get someone to take a look at it. So that is the process in a nutshell. Larnie, I'm sorry that I think during this process you will feel that you're not helping that much, because it really is applicant driven and not something that you can really interject yourself into. So hopefully that helps.
All right, let's grab one over here. So, question is, let me try to sort of paraphrase it a little bit. How long of a wait after the biometrics N600? The biometrics were done last December 2nd, 2021. Thank you in advance.
So that's a timing question. How long does this applicant have to wait after they get their biometrics, which was December 2nd of 2021, which is
Correct.
what, a couple months ago.
Yep.
N600s notoriously take a really long time. So if you go onto my TikTok, you can find my video about how to check processing times. And they give a range, a month range, and that will give you the best indicator of how long it's going to take in your jurisdiction, because every jurisdiction has different processing times. Okay, so hopefully that helps.
All right, you want to grab another timing question
Sure.
here? Or you want to grab this one?
Timing questions? No, I hate timing questions.
I know.
I don't know.
There are so many.
We don't know. You can know, though. Again, you can know. I'm going to just do it again. All right. So what you do to check your timing, right? How long is something going to take? You Google USCIS processing times. The USCIS site should pop right up. You put in, for example, the person who asked the question about the N600 form, and the form is N600. So it's kind of like you click on the arrow and then it shows you all the forms, and you scroll down and you go down and you check the N600. And then you check the next little box is going to be service center or field office. In this case, it's going to be a field office. You put in Norfolk, Virginia, you put in Denver, Colorado, wherever it is. And then it will calculate the processing time. You scroll up a little bit and the processing times are right there for you to take a look at. And are they accurate? Sometimes they are, but it is our best gauge to know how long something is going to take. So go check out that video, because I do a screen record of me doing this on my phone, and I think it's helpful. People have said it's helpful, and then you're empowered, right? Then you can go in and check and okay, it's moving forward, it's moving backward.
Maybe Rhea can get that website in the chat, and we can get it up at some point.
Okay, yeah, Ria, can you put the check processing time video in the comments, the link, please? That's a great idea.
Thanks.
So smart. All right, Anna, I have a question. I'm about to apply for my 10-year green card. However, it's too early to apply for citizenship. My family lives in Lviv, Ukraine, and I want to see what would be the way to get a visa, at least for my mom during the war, and if it is even possible now. Thank you. You are very welcome, Anna. So right now, if mom can leave Ukraine, or if she's in a neighboring country, then she can try to apply for a tourist visa right now. So I'm on different Facebook groups, immigration Facebook groups, who of attorneys who are trying to help with the what's going on with Ukraine, and the people who are asking these exact types of questions. And there are many. So one attorney reported that someone that they're helping was able to get an interview within 5 days in Poland. So that's great news. And as I mentioned earlier, and I don't know, maybe you weren't here, but some of the barriers to getting a B1, B2 tourist visa are probably not going to be there if mom has family here in the US. She has you, and they're able to have an address and a place to go. So that's something to consider. Anna, we are going to be talking more about this. I believe there's a Ria, if you can pin that link. So a couple of sessions talking about this. They are this morning I did one, and there are 4 people. They were asking these questions, and I was able to get into more detail. So if you want to join one of those sessions, please do. They are free. We are talking about it as people who are supporting the community, and I just want to spread the information that I know right now. And of course, as we know more, we will talk about it more.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super fluid situation,
Right.
of course. And so we're trying to find out as much as we can and get it out there as quickly as we can.
Right. So hopefully you will join us, Anna, and we can talk a little bit more about that. And we are, again, just watching the situation very closely. So thanks for coming, and thanks for asking the question. I hope that your family continues to stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
All right. Sushi Cultivator. That's awesome. Sushi Cultivator.
Like that.
Sushi Cultivator wants to know that I got a denial after my U.S. citizenship interview because they found out that I didn't include my daughter on one of the forms. Ooh. What should I do?
Oh, yeah. So this is this is common, and I don't know where Sushi Cultivator is from, but the worst case scenario is didn't include. I would have to take a look at that denial. I mean, I would have to take a look at that denial and see exactly what the issue is. We had a client a long time ago who actually didn't put children on the form when she was immigrating to the United States. Okay, left them off of the form, the I-130. And then when she immigrated to the United States, applied for U.S. citizenship, and was denied. And the worst case here was that she was actually put into removal proceedings, and they were trying to take away her green card for misrepresentation. So this is so common in the Filipino community that, our mentor and partner that we were working with, he called it the Filipino Waiver, right? Because this happens so often. And, we're able to win that case because we were able to show hardship to her mom, I believe is who we showed hardship through. So that is the worst case scenario, that they actually put you in proceedings. I hope that didn't happen, But I would recommend that you set up a consultation with us for us to take a look at that denial to see if there's anything that we can do with regard to appealing it. Again, that's a terrible situation, but they are able to do that. And so if they're trying to say, hey, you should have never gotten this green card in the first place, that's a jeopardy. So guys, be careful. Be careful. One of the videos that we've made is about the mistakes. Actually, it's entitled "The 5 Mistakes Filipinos Make on Their Application," because they're so common, and a lot of it is not putting a child on an application, and that really can mess things up down the road, as you are seeing here with this person who's asking this question.
And you have to be careful, really careful to make sure it's complete information, whatever process you're in. Hiding, this could have been an accident. I mean, I understand people, sometimes they're just mistakes that people make. But if your strategy is to try to hide things, that's a bad strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether it's criminal convictions or anything else, be careful. Usually they know. Almost always.
Yeah.
They know.
And it's not even something that would have impacted the case.
Exactly.
You can have a child. Marriage is going to impact the case if your parent, who is a lawful permanent resident, is petitioning you as the unmarried son of a lawful permanent resident. Getting secretly married, which is another mistake that people make, is going to impact the case. Having a child is not. But then the reason why people leave children off is like, okay, well, maybe they'll get into the relationship of the mother of the child. We've been living together. They're going to think we're married. And so it kind of snowballs into this, what if? Well, go find out, right? Go and find out, talk to someone, an immigration attorney like us, and say, hey, is this going to be a problem? I hate to see cases like this because, again, it's something that could have been avoided potentially. All right. So Sushi Cultivator, please reach out to us, 757-464-9224. We do charge $275 for a 1-hour virtual consultation. We're doing all virtual consultations right now. Our physical office is located in Virginia Beach, but we do represent people all over the country and the world, of course, as immigration attorneys. So 757-464-9224, or you can shoot us an email to info@gmlaw.net. Someone is always answering our phone from 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, because we have 2 team members who do intake, and we also have a backup call center. So there's not a time where you can call our office during office hours that someone live person is going to answer that phone.
Not going to answer. Yep.
Not going to answer. Right. All right. Let's see here. Rose, good evening. Thank you for saying hello. All right. Let me scroll up here. Is this the next one?
Yes. Rose is the next one.
Okay.
Right there. Yep.
Or so if I went to get married to the Philippines, can I file the married visa as soon as I come back? Yes, you can. If you're a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, yes, you can. Okay. Nano says he's not paid anything, nor has he done the DS 160. Okay. So if it got transferred, this is Nano who's asking about his I-129F petition that was approved by USCIS. USCIS first, says it's going to transfer it to the National Visa Center. And now maybe that's what you're talking about. It's going to the National Visa Center. That takes a couple of months after the approval of the I-129F. So if that's what you're talking about, yes, you have to wait until the National Visa Center sends you an email and says that they have the case and give you the information in order for you to create your account and log in and complete that DS 160. If that does not sound like something that's happened, or maybe you got a message or email that went directly to the U.S. Embassy, you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to take a look at that, a more in-depth look at that, what happened there. So, all right. You want to grab a question?
Sure. M815 is concerned. He said, I had an interview yesterday and I was supposed to get a B1, B2, but the consul gave me a transit visa instead.
A transit visa.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
I can't speak to that. I apologize. I don't know.
Yeah, and then there was a follow-up how to change the status if you have a transit visa. I don't know what that is either.
I mean, I know what the transit visa is, but I don't know why they like. Where is he from?
Don't know.
Don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Sorry. I can try to find out. Listen, go join our Live Love Immigration. Put that question in as a post, and I will get to that question. Okay. Do a little sleuthing and find out what may have happened there.
Okay. Sam Lloyd here says having trouble getting to your Facebook live feed at Gardner Mendoza Law.
It's there. I'm not sure.
Yep.
I don't know. Sorry.
Try again, Sam. Okay.
So the first post, the post that should be up, it says don't miss out on your opportunity to ask your immigration question. It says live now, and you just basically click on it. It's the first thing up. Is it pinned? It is the first thing. Let me click on it and see what happens. Oh, there we are. Okay. Scary. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah,
Faisal has a long question.
Mhm.
I'm not going to put it on the screen because then it'll cover our faces, and I know you guys want to see us, so we don't want to do that, right? All right. I applied for I-130 petition for alien relatives submitted on May 31st, 2021, so almost a year ago, for my British wife in the UK. I have been back in the US for a year working, want to know if there's a delay and what's the timeline. The case status as of September 28, 2020 is cases being actively reviewed by USCIS. Is there anything I can do to expedite this? Can my wife at least visit me here in the United States? Okay, we will answer that question, that last question first. Your wife can visit you in the United States. She can come in on the ESTA, and she does, she does have to be prepared to answer some questions though, and be questioned about, okay, well, you have this I-130 petition pending. You're now coming in here on a temporary, as a visitor. Tell me why I should allow you in, and that you're not going to just finish this process in the United States by doing adjustment of status if you're eligible for adjustment of status. I don't know if you're a U.S. citizen or not. But so she'll have to answer that question. And what we do is we provide our clients with a back pocket letter that states, hey, our client is going through the I-130 petition process. We have advised her that she has to return within, the 90-day period. She is going to return. She has a job back in the UK. She has her apartment back in the UK. She's not staying here. She knows that she's going to have to go through this process and go to her interview here in the UK. So the letter is something like that, right? But our clients don't typically have to take that letter out. I mean, they just have to be prepared to answer the question and just be able to say that, yeah, I know, I have an I-130 petition. It's still pending. I'm here temporarily to visit my husband. I'm going back in, 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is. Here's my return ticket. All right. So it is tough to expedite right now. It depends on the reasons for expediting. If, the reason to expedite for most people, the ordinary reason is like, hey, I really want my spouse to be here because I miss her, right? Or, whatever the reason is. But if there is a valid reason for expediting, if there's something medical, if there is something financial that we can pinpoint, then perhaps that can be expedited. So the delay, Faisal is asking about the delay. There is no delay, right? Earlier, we talked about checking processing times. I don't know where your case is. Are you in California? Is it in the California Service Center? Is it in Texas? Those cases are taking 2 years to approve the I-130 petition. I mean, that's the reality. It's terrible. But so it's just kind of going through the process. I would recommend that you check processing times. If for some reason they're outside of the processing times, then you are able to make an inquiry. And you make an inquiry. Are they going to answer you? Don't know. But you can at least make that inquiry if it's outside of processing time. So Faisal, check the processing times and see where your case is in relation to the posted processing times. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, and regarding you just mentioned timing again, some timing questions here. If you have these timing questions, I'm going to urge you to, when we're done, to go to our Facebook page and rewatch this, because we talked about earlier, Radlin did, about how you can check processing times, and rather than try to answer all these, because they're all just different sets of facts and it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to figure those out on your own, but we're going to give you the tool, or we did give you the tool on how to do that.
Yeah. And just generally speaking, guys, everything is taking long. Okay. Everything is taking long. The thing that is really frustrating for you all, for us as attorneys, for you guys on TikTok, is my case has been sitting at the National Visa Center done, and I'm waiting for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, we've talked about how there's over 400,000 cases that are ready to be interviewed, but they don't have the woman power to do it, the manpower, the woman power to get the cases done. So it's a really terrible situation. But
yeah, and that's a lot of these questions are just questions. I filed this. How long is it taking for an interview? How long is it taking for my biometric? These are things that you can try to find out that are going to be hard for us to figure out.
Yeah,
in more detail.
A lot of times people will ask the question, "Hey, how long is it taking for I filed for my daughter?" Okay, what's her country? Are you a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident? Is she married, unmarried? So there's so many questions. What service center is the I-130 being processed at? So there are so many questions where, yeah, I can go in and look at every single one of them, but so can you guys.
Right. So go back to the beginning of this
the middle
presentation and just watch it through, and you'll see where we talk about it.
You can just forward it, just maybe you don't want to watch the
where
whole thing.
Radlin talks about the website you can go to, and you pull down the form, and you can try to figure out what kind of time you're looking at. All right.
Okay, let's grab Ulysses. He says, "Hello, good evening. My question is really an inquiry. 601A for someone who came without inspection means what?" Okay, so the 601A is provisional waiver. And if you are doing a provisional waiver, that means that the beneficiary is trying to get lawful permanent resident status. However, they cannot do adjustment of status in the United States. They have to leave the United States. And the 601A waiver is to waive the 3 or 10-year bar that basically is triggered when they leave to go to their interview. And therefore, that stateside waiver is processed in the United States. And when you go to your interview, you're not going to get held up by having to file the waiver when you get there and go to your interview. So the 601 was basically developed for families to be able to stay together and not have a really long separation by having to file a waiver only when the beneficiary gets there, gets denied the waiver. They say, "Oh, you got to file a waiver." and then you file a waiver, and the waiver takes 9, 10, 11, 12 months. That waiver is done in the United States. So our clients who are going through this process, when they go to their immigrant visa interview, that they are only there for a week or two, and then come back as immigrants. I feel like I didn't explain that really well. I feel like if this question came at the top of the hour, it would have been an amazing explanation. But Ulysses, hopefully you follow that. If you have any other follow-ups, just let us know. Just put them in the comments, and I'll try to do better. All right.
All right. How about I have a pending I-485? Can I travel domestically? Yeah.
Okay. So pending 485, travel domestically. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You should be okay. I mean, I don't like when my clients travel. If we have any periods of being out of status, right. You may not have any periods of being out of status. It's probably fine, but travel at your own risk.
I mean, if it's the next state over, I recommend driving rather than
it's most likely fine, but I'm not.
You can, yeah, it's most likely fine, but you can bring the risk almost to zero by being in a
car. But if you haven't overstayed, yeah, of course you can, right? It's okay. I mean, I'm being extremely conservative here, but
abundance of caution.
Abundance of caution, but
probably yes. With that little caveat.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Michael Cruz says, what waiver to file to get a visa interview here in the United States instead of Manila, and how often do they get approved? I'm not sure if we're talking about what I just spoke about, the provisional waiver. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. There's no... Yeah, I'm not sure. If we're talking about provisional waiver, we've only done one provisional waiver out of the Philippines, right? One 601A out of the Philippines, because the 601As we do are normally people crossing the border. And who crosses the border from the Philippines, right? Someone who entered on a crewman's visa, and you can't adjust status if they're married to a U.S. citizen. So, Michael, if you want to give us some more information about that. Let me know, because I'm not quite sure what the question is. All right.
U.S. citizen wants to know if they can bring their child who was born abroad to the U.S.
Yeah. Yep, you can. The child may have derived citizenship, but we'd have to know way more information. We can absolutely help you with that. The child may be eligible for CRBA. Yeah.
Yep.
The child may have to be petitioned and then become a citizen as soon as they enter on the immigrant visa. So there are different ways, different scenarios, all dependent on facts, dates, all that stuff. Okay, Jen says, what's the time frame for adjusting your K2? Again, Jen, I would check processing times. I don't, because it all depends on, I feel maybe, yeah, you got to check your field office, where you're ultimately going to adjust.
Yeah, the timing questions that we're going to try to kind of steer clear of. Here's a question. Do you advise for an LPR to apply for U.S. citizenship even though she has derivative? I'm afraid to do so.
What's the question again? See, this is weird.
Yeah. Do you advise for an LPR to apply for U.S. citizenship even though she has derivative citizenship? Is that what she's referring to? I'm afraid to do so.
I don't know what the question is exactly, but if you are a permanent resident, okay, and I don't know if this is answering the question, but if you're a lawful permanent resident and you have filed for your spouse as a lawful permanent resident and your unmarried children under the age of 21 are underneath your spouse's I-130 petition, then you have to kind of look at whether whether becoming a U.S. citizen is the right move, if that is the question. And then also, if you are a lawful permanent resident and she's probably going to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you are a lawful permanent resident and you are you filed for your children, right? And they're close to aging out or they've aged out, that again, we have to do an analysis to see whether applying for U.S. citizenship is going to be the right move for you in order to protect the children if they've already aged out, because you may be able to use the Child Status Protection Act so they don't age out their statutory age. So.
Okay.
Nano, let me grab this question. And I'm not picking Nano because he has a cool picture. I swear, but it's a good question. Is pregnancy a legit reason to expedite spouse or fiance processing times? Unfortunately, it's not. We've been in that situation before. You can try, but they usually, the baby's usually born by the time they do anything about it.
All right, this is not a timing calculation, just a general question. Can filing for the K3 visa help speed up the I-130 petition being approved?
I have heard that, have not done that yet. If you want us to try it, I haven't done it, but I've absolutely heard it. I've heard it from other practitioners. I've heard it here on our live stream a few weeks ago, but I've absolutely heard that. Now, it does take a very special client to do this for. One that understands all of the risks of taking that I-130 and turning it into a K3. Because if they don't do it the way that we want them to do it, and they process the K3, you're not going to be a happy camper. I promise. Because the K3 can be a nightmare. So again, it takes a very special person to go on this journey with. We're happy to go on the journey with you because I know that it can be done and it has been done successfully, but it has also been done with disastrous results. Hopefully that answers the question, but it's a good question because we're looking at it right now with some I-130s in California, but it's tough for our clients to sometimes grasp all of the consequences of making it. Can work, it can not work, it could blow up, it could go great.
Right.
So,
all right, we'll grab one more here, and then you can get to some over here.
I think we're good here, but look, the computer's about to die.
Now here's a question.
We're burning up a lot of energy here, guys.
I'm a U.S. citizen. My nephew is 14 years old, is in Nepal. How can I sponsor him to bring him here?
So there aren't many. So he's the uncle, right?
Yep.
Or she.
Yeah.
He's the uncle. They can try to apply for a student visa, and uncle can be financial sponsor. That's tough to get. If uncle is talking about adopting and having the child immigrate here that way, that adoption has to occur prior to the nephew turning age 16. And you also have to show that you've lived with the nephew for 2 years, and you can do that over a period of time. So it is tough. It's tough to get a student visa for nephew, and it's also tough to go through that adoption process. But those are the two that come to mind.
Okay. So you're good over here? You want to grab another one here?
This is Zara has another timing question. I applied for my mom on March 2021 for I-130. They reviewed in August 2021. I'm still waiting on the next step. Yes, where that's about a year now. And again, check the processing times wherever your service center is and see how long they are taking to approve the I-130, and you'll have your answer there. It's 1 year in. It's normal. It's not. It's long. I mean, I hate to just kind of be a jerk. I'm like, that's normal processing time, but that is the reality. That is the normal processing times and longer. So check to see where is that, where are they processing? California, Texas, and check the processing times.
All right, here's a question here. Have you ever heard of anyone getting a green card through marriage without an interview if they submitted enough evidence?
No. Unless it was a K1, unless they entered on the K1. And guys, I'm really nervous. I feel like we need to say goodbye, even though it's not 9, because
yeah, we have
for
a
some
little
reason
bit of power.
we have a battery is going to fall asleep soon, and I don't want to just have it cut off without saying goodbye. So want to just again let you all know how to get in contact with us if you want to schedule an appointment. It's 757-464-9224. Our lines are open from 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. For those who want more information on your family members or what's going on immigration-wise for Ukrainians abroad, Ukrainians here, in the comments, we have a couple of Zoom sessions where you can join. We are giving free informational sessions for those who have questions about that. And then also, guys, come over and join our Facebook page so you can not miss any updates on what we're posting here. And also join our Live Love Immigration Facebook group that we just started, and we are just getting going. You can post questions there. We can't give legal advice, but the whole community, we want it to be a community for people that are, immigrants or interested in immigration and want to help. So,
yep.
Anyhow, we will be
and
here
just
next
so you
week.
know, you are getting a bunch of thank yous for answering questions from folks on TikTok.
Awesome, guys.
I'm getting a few compliments on my beard.
Your beard again?
Yes, I don't know, for some reason.
Maybe I should grow a beard.
It happens every time. And somebody asked real quick because I lost him, but I saw it. I was trying to find him just now before we lose our power here. Wanted to know if he can get married in the Philippines, if that counts as a valid marriage for his case. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Philippines is open right now, so go for it. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for asking all these wonderful questions. Yep. Your questions are not just helping you; they're helping all the people here who may have the same questions. And we love answering the questions and helping out.
So we will see you next week, next Wednesday, 8:00
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions, and you on TikTok. Thank you for bringing all your questions. Good seeing everyone tonight.
Thanks for the love, guys. Really
Sorry
appreciate
to cut out
it.
a couple minutes early.
Well, no, it's 9. It's all good. All right. Take care, guys.
2 thumbs up. See you guys.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.